Hello guys, welcome to Chef Vic, and today I'm going to show you guys a cool recipe how to make homemade chorizo. Chorizo is a nice Mexican pork that is mixed with chili paste that you make from dried chili, spices. Really delicious. You can make it for breakfast, scrambled eggs, potatoes, even some tacos. So I'm going to show you guys that cool recipe on chorizo, so check it out.
Somos iguales, los hombres y los animales, y aunque muchos no lo crean y no se diga en la calle, por dentro todas las casas.
Alright guys, so to start off with the chorizo, you guys, first I'm gonna freshly grind my own meat. So if you guys don't have a meat grinder, I know they sell them on either for the KitchenAid, or you could get the professional ones I got. It's like a semi-professional, it's not that big, but it's a good home grade one. It's strictly just for making ground sausages, you know, meat grinders and stuff like that. I got mine on Harbor Freight. You could get it on Amazon. There's a cool selection of that on Amazon, of course. But you also get for your KitchenAid attachment to make your own ground meats. So it really is important to ground your own meats because you only get, it's fresh, but it's really makes a difference texture wise. You could pretty much make however you want it, like more fat in it or lean. You got that freedom of choice. Really makes good quality ground meat. Chorizo is different from your Spanish chorizo, because the Spanish chorizo is more like a cured sausage. Almost similar in spice, but this is a little more different in texture. Mexican chorizo is a little more looser and has a little more sauce to it when it cooks. Homemade version is a little more different. It's a little more like a ground sausage, but with the spice and of course the fat. Really delicious, you guys. I'm going to show you that. But number one, in grinding meats, you always want to make sure your attachment for your meat grinder is nice and cold. So place in a freezer, get that really nice and cold and make a good grind. And also, don't forget to put, when you cut up your meat, place in the fridge or freezer to really get it cold. You want everything cold, it grinds out better. So let's get started.
Alright guys, so this is the grinder attachment and the type of grinder I use. That's the piece you want to put in the refrigerator and freezer. And here's the ingredients for the sauce to make the chorizo. So you're gonna get a nice pan, turn on a kind of medium high heat. And you're gonna start toasting up the dried chili. That'll be guajillo chilies and New Mexico chilies, seeded, and take the stems out. Next, after you toast them, you guys are gonna put them in a little bowl, and you're gonna fill it up with hot tap water. And then you're gonna place a bowl on top of those chilies and put some like weight on them. You want this chilies to be submerged in the water, and you want to be sitting in the water for at least 25 to 30 minutes, or till the chilies is nice and soft. You're able to tear them pretty easily, so it blends very nicely. Pretty much like that. So you set that aside. The next step for this is you're gonna get some pork shoulder, and you're gonna cube up so it can fit in your grinder. So just cut them in cubes. You see any like silver skin, just take that off. You don't want that kind of stuff in your final chorizo. But just cube it all up so it fits in your grinder. Next up, you're gonna get some nice, beautiful bacon. These are called bacon ends. They have a nice, good fat content. They're more fattier than your typical bacon. But you'll give you extra fat. So, but you guys want to put more in there? Be my guest. Put some more in there if you guys want. So this is what it looks like right here, all cubed up. You're gonna place this meat in the freezer to get nice and cold. Alright, so in the pan, same pan you use the chilies, you're gonna add oregano, the spices like a bay leaf. You guys are gonna add some peppercorns and 1 clove, and then after that you're gonna get a cinnamon stick, and just crumble up. Makes it more easy to grind into the blender or any like. If you guys have a spice grinder, I recommend to use that. It grinds it way more better. But in a pinch, you can use the blender, good old quality blender. will do the trick. And then you guys are gonna add some about 10 garlic cloves. Make sure you toast the garlic cloves as well. You're gonna add some salt, some sugar, some apple cider vinegar, and you're gonna get your softened chili. You're gonna put them into the blender. Now keep the liquid with the chilies is soaking in, because you might need that extra liquid to help it blend very, very well. So I add like about a fourth of a cup or like a half a cup of the broth from the chilies. This will help it blend very nicely. If it needs a little more broth, just add a little at a time. Not too much, you don't want it too liquidy, but you just want enough to help loosen it up so it could blend very easily. And then after that, I like to strain it. It makes it more smoother sauce, so this you don't bite any like the skin or anything else in your chorizo. So strain it very nicely, and then after that, your meat should be ready to grind. Here's the grinder. Pretty much turn it on, add a little meat to it at a time, push it down with the, they call it the plunger, and then the meat will come out. I grind it 2 times, so after I grind all the meat like this, and then I'll put it back and grind it one more time to make it more finer. If you want a more finer texture, then you can do it 3 times, or just switch to a smaller die on the little plate under the grinder. But pretty much that's how it goes. This is the second grind right here. You see right here, very nicely grind, very smooth. You don't want no that's why we freeze the meat so it doesn't get clogged up of the grinder up, because if it's warm then it gets clogged. But nice and cold, it won't be coming out nice and smooth. Then after your meat's grind, you're gonna add your chili sauce. I suggest, I made more meat than I thought, so I suggest you guys to double the recipe for the sauce, and that will make it just perfect. But this meat is so good, you guys. Enjoy.
Pablo Guatusi en la casa. Somos iguales, los hombres y los animales. Y aunque muchos no lo crean y no se diga en la calle, por dentro todas las casas están hechas de lo mismo. ¿Para qué seguir peleando?
Alright guys, so that's the delicious recipe for homemade chorizo. Now, when you guys make this, I suggest, I'm gonna put on the description below for the recipe to double up on that red sauce. Kind of miscalculated right there, but you add more red sauce, it will really be perfect and it will be delicious and it will really, really be the chorizo that we know in stores. But keep in mind, we make things homemade, it's going to be a little different from store-bought. This right here acts a little more like a sausage, but guaranteed it's gonna be flavored. But I'm gonna show you guys. I got a little corn tortilla for your tacos right here, and then just roll that up. It's more like a ground sausage, but I think you grind it up more. You want that fine, like traditional chorizo is, and be perfect. But I'll leave that to you guys, because some people like more like sausagey type of way or smoother. I did try like this kind of chorizo, like homemade like that from a store in a Mexican grocery store that's near me. And it's delicious. And anything it cooked like this, maybe a little more redder, but it cooked more like a sausage. It's very delicious. I say go for it, guys. You guys won't be disappointed, and you also will be have the knowledge of grinding homemade meat, fresh ground, right in your home. Got that choice of you want more fat, less fat, leaner. It's a good way to have good options, and it saves all money. You buy a big old piece of chunk of meat like I did, and boom, you got ground, freshly ground meat right there, guys. So you guys enjoyed this awesome recipe, hit that like. If you guys new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notifications upcoming new videos. And yes, guaranteed, I am going to be making pretty soon simple and delicious breakfast with this chorizo. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys next time.